Hey, this is Matt once again. What about the videos of the paid requests? It's time for Andrew. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Breaking Bad Season 2, Episode 2, which I've been watching Breaking Bad thanks to Andrew. Did watch Season 1. That and these two episodes have really enjoyed them so far. It was created by Vince Gilligan, who worked on X-Files, some of the better X-Files, and so far he's done a great job. He's created very interesting characters that I'm intrigued to see what happens next. Granted, I know what happens in the last episode, but at the same time, the journey is still very intriguing. Bryan Cranston knocks out of the park as Walter White. I'm really grew to like Aaron Paul in this show. It's great to see people like Dean Norris, which I keep wanting to say Dean Winters, but that's a different actor. But yeah, Dean Norris, which I remember him from quite a few movies. I think he was in the original Total Recall, the mutant with the stuff on his face. And Arnold's like, look who's talking. I think that's Dean Norris, and he was on like the Tremors TV show. He's done a lot of stuff. I do like him as an actor. As his DEA agent who's friends with Bryan Cranston's character. Of course, you know Breaking Bad, but if not, the setup is Bryan Cranston. He's a teacher. He has cancer. He has a few years left to live. He wants some money for his family. He goes to the drug business. Gets with this younger guy, Aaron Paul. But of course, Bryan Cranston doesn't know how this all works and how dangerous it is and stuff. So they get in situations like this with this guy named Tuco, played by Raymond Cruz. Which Raymond Cruz, he's done a lot of stuff. He was in Alien Resurrection. Like if you see his name, if you see his face, you go, "Oh, I recognize that guy." And the last episode, some events happened where one of Tuco's men were killed, and they think they're going to get blamed for it. Like it's going to be found out. And by the end of the episode, Tuco had Aaron Paul driving to Bryan Cranston's place. He tells Bryan to get in the car. They drive off. You go to this, you find out they're both in the trunk. And of course they're scared, they're wondering what's going to happen. They get out. They're in the middle of nowhere where this house is at. And Tuco has his uncle who's like a mute and he's like paralyzed from the neck down. All he can do is ring this bell if he needs something. And Tuco doesn't know what Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul did. Instead, he's like, the DEA has found my stuff and they're trying to get me. But this one guy, Gonzo, they didn't get him. And I think he turned on me. So of course some main tears go along with it. And the rest of the episode is this tension of what's going to happen, because you realize Tuco is very crazed. He could snap any minute. He could do anything at any minute. And his plan is to take them all to Mexico when his cousins get there. And you're going to keep making this drugs for me, and we're going to sell it down there. Of course, our main characters, they don't really want to go through that. So you have to figure out how to get out of the situation. Maybe poison the guy. But in doing so, will the uncle notice? And then will the uncle try to warn him? Because he can't talk, but at the same time, he can look. Maybe point, use his bell. But will Tuco understand it? Will Tuco realize what he's saying, what he's doing? And it definitely has a nice suspense and tension to it all. The acting is definitely top notch. While that's all happening, Bryan Cranston's wife is worried because she hasn't heard from him. He's missing. And Dean Norris, he's going to try to find his friend. So he's looking into where possibly he could be, follows this guy. Because episodes before they said, oh, he has a marijuana problem. Who's his dealer? Oh, it's this guy named Jesse. What kind of car does he have? Okay, I'll look at the low jack. I'll follow him. He gets there because he doesn't realize the circumstances he's going to be in the middle of. It's a pretty simple, straightforward episode. You know, the stuff with Dean Norris is pretty much Brian and Aaron in this little house, little trailer with Tuco and his uncle. And whether, oh, it's on the news, let's change the channel on the TV. Will the uncle notice? Will the uncle warn Tuco? So that rising tension. And then again, cut back to Dean Norris talking with the wife, trying to see if he can find Bryan Cranston's character. So, I mean, you could argue that not a whole lot happens, but it definitely is comfortable with its pacing, that it knows not to rush things too much, but it doesn't get too slow to be boring. It's a very hard thing to do. Really, the only thing I didn't like was I hate the teenager, Bryan Cranston's kid. I hate this kid. Yes, he plays a cripple. I don't care. I'll be like, you deserve it to be that. In fact, I'm going to cripple you more, biatch. Because his dad is missing. He looks at the missing picture of his dad and he spits on it. But then, like, when he talks to his mom, he has this kind of meek voice, and I'm just gonna go see my friend. I'm like, I'm gonna take you, like the twig, like a toothpick, with a nightstick. God, I hate this teen. Just a prick. I'm going to break you. I hate that kid. I hate that teenager. I do not like the character at all. I'm like, so it's fine for you to be mopey and but not your dad who's dying of cancer. Yeah, you may be crippled, but you're not dying, kid. Shut up before I spit in your face. How about I spit in your face instead? God, if I was Bryan Cranston, I'd be like, screw this money crap. Let the kid do some work. Let him figure it out. I can't help it. I hate that kid. I hate that teenager so badly, man. Tuco should get him and shoot him in the face. Spoiler alert, the way it ends is Tuco realizes something is up, takes the two outside. They're able to catch Tuco off guard, where one hits him with a rock and the other tackles him. They get the guns. Tuco's trying to get Aaron Paul. There's another gun. He's able to wound Tuco. They both kick him. They both have him dead to rights. Granted, I mean, they say let him bleed, and I'm like, no, just shoot him already. What do you mean let him bleed? He knows where you live. That's what I didn't understand. I thought that's one thing with the writing I thought was really lousy. Because Bryan Cranston says let him bleed. Number one, you don't know if he'll die or he'll be patched up. If he does, he knows where you live, dude. He looked at your wallet. He saw the picture of your family. He even says, I love a family man. They make good collateral. He knows where you live because Aaron Paul took him to your place. He knows what your family looks like. He knows your real name, Walter White. It's like, wait, that's your name? It's a business name. You know. So why would you let him live? Oh, well, it does this because of what the script's going to happen 5 minutes afterward. But it didn't. They've killed before. I'm not saying it'd be easy. But if anyone you don't kill, this would be the guy to do it. Especially again, when he knows your identity and knows where you live. So that was very strange. They know that the cousins are coming, so if they find them, they don't patch them up. So that I thought was very weak writing. Because they get in the car, they see a car coming, they think it's the cousins, so they don't hide. But it's Dean Norris. And Bryan Cranston's like, oh my god. But he realizes who it is. Dean Norris thinks he's going up to someone else, but he realizes it's Tuco. They get into pretty decent, intense firefight. Dean Norris takes down Tuco. Our two lead characters, they get away silently. And then it cuts there. I like how, with the sound design, you hear the uncle's bell, and the bell is intermixed with the music, and that leads to the end credits. With the end credits music, it's with the bell. The way they intertwine that, I thought was kind of clever. So other than that, Bryan Cranston's teen kid is annoying as pissing in the wind, and other than that one plot that I thought, okay, they only have them doing this because Dean Norris is going to kill him 5 minutes later. But for a guy who's as smart as Bryan Cranston's character, it just doesn't seem like it'd be the right smart decision. But other than that, I liked the episode for what it was. So, but yeah, it's definitely an intriguing show. It definitely keeps you wondering what's going to happen next, where it's leading to next. So I definitely appreciate that. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.